creature here in the West until 1901. They have the stripes on the back of their legs, but they're not related to the zebra. They're actually the only known relative to the giraffe, and this is because they have the same kind of skeletal structure at the top of their head, known as ossicones. Now up here on the left side, we are going to see the black rhino. They are the smallest species of rhino in Africa, weighing in at about 3,000 pounds. All rhinos are gray in color, so the way you're going to tell them apart is by their mouth shape. The black rhino has a very small triangular mouth compared to other rhino species. Now they are an endangered species. There is less than 5,000 of them left in the world today, and this is because of the poaching of their horns. Their horns are made up of keratin, which is the same stuff found in our hair and our fingernails. Has no real value, but it's used in some cultures as a show of class. Now some of the animals here in the forest do have nicknames pertaining to ghosts, as they are really good at their camouflage and they quite literally have generations of practice. Now it doesn't look like we're going to see much more out here in the forest, so we're going to keep on moving. Now heading out of the forest, you're going to be heading into the Safi River. The animals here in the Safi are going to spend most of their time in and around the water. The Nile hippopotamus can hold its breath for about 8 minutes, so sometimes it sits at the bottom of the river. Kind of looks like a rock. Now Safi is a Swahili word that means pure. You'll see our waters are clearer than others out here. Might see some of those hippos over your right shoulder. We should be getting some better views of them a little bit farther up though. We're also going to be seeing some of their neighbors here to the right side. These are the pink-backed pelicans. The pink-backed pelicans don't get their name from any of their feathers, but rather a pink spot that shows up underneath them during mating season. They are colonial nesters and nest in pairs of 20 to 500 every year. Getting a good view of those hippos here to the left side. Now, a group of hippos is called a bloat. They're weighing upwards of about 6,000 pounds. Now these guys are going to be eating the vegetation found at the bottom of the river and also what is around the river. Even though they spend so much of their time in the water, they are considered land mammals. You'll see the youngest of our bloat right behind mom right here to the left side. Now they use their breathing techniques in quite a few different ways. They will sleep at the bottom of the river. Their bodies actually come up for that air every 8 minutes. They also walk from place to place at the bottom of the river, and it's because they actually can't swim, so this is one of the ways they're going to be getting around. Now also here on the left side, we are going to see the Nile crocodiles. These guys are about 16 feet long and weighing in about 1,500 pounds. They are opportunistic predators and will take any chance they can to hunt. Opportunistic predators are typically seen as very vicious, and these guys definitely can be, but they're also some of the best parents. This is because mom holds those eggs in her mouth and then moves them between her tongue and her soft palate to help soften those eggs for an easier hatching process. Not only that, but both mom and dad will hold those younger babies in their mouths to help protect them from other large predators, so they're a little bit more ready to be out by themselves. Now heading down towards the savannah, the animals here will have a harder time finding those water sources. Now, one of the ways they'll actually get that water, if you look over to your right side, we are seeing this kind of funky looking tree. It's a baobab tree. Baobab trees hold thousands of gallons of water within that trunk. Now, they're able to retain all this water because they only bloom their leaves about 3 months out of the year. Animals such as the elephant can puncture this trunk with their tusks and get water out for by themselves, but the other animals are on them. The elephant can also fully push down this tree, and if that tree is in full bloom, animals such as a giraffe love to eat those leaves. So many different opportunities it gives the animals down here in the savannah. It is known as the Tree of Life. Tree of Life that you saw at the front of the park today is the same kind of tree. That was just in full bloom with those beautiful carvings. Now that we're heading down here into the savannah, typically where you see your more famous animals such as the giraffe or the zebra. They all have different eating, sleeping, and migration patterns, so sometimes they're just a little bit harder to see at certain points of the day. Now, to the right side, you are going to see our Hartman's mountain zebra, typically living in the more mountainous areas of the savannah, giving them that name. A group of zebra is called a dazzle. Baby will imprint on mom's stripes and be able to tell her apart from the entire dazzle. You'll see mom and baby over there to the right side.
Ooh, look up there.
Pretty cool.
Worth it for.